In 1526, Babur led his army into India. He defeated the Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, at the Battle of Panipat and took control of northern India. Babur belongs Tamur family and he established the Mughal Empire in India. Mostly he was involved in war, but he had a great liking for paintings. Behzad, a famous painter of his time, also known as Raphael of the East, Babur praised him in his autobiography Babur Nama. Now, easy trick to remember the name of Mughal emperor Bhaj Sab. Here, B for Babur, H for Humayun, A for Akbar, J for Jahangir, S for Shah Jahan, A for Aurangzeb, and B for Bahadur Shah Jafar. Humayun, a second Mughal emperor, brought two Persian artists, Mir Sayyid Ali and Khwaja Abdus Samad. Based on Humayun's instructions, these Persian artists created many famous paintings, including the Khamsa of Nizami and Dastane Amir Hamza. It has wonderful line drawings and brilliant enamel-like colors. After the death of Humayun, his son Akbar showed great interest in art. Akbar ordered the creation of many paintings and also paid close attention to the final output of all these artwork. A large number of Indian painters from all over India were recruited to work in his court. Here is the list of some painters of Akbar court. According to the Ain-e-Akbari of Abul Fazl, during that period more than 1400 events had been painted. Here is some manuscripts that were illustrated in his time. Prince Salim ascended the throne with the title Jahangir in 1605. He was a great lover of art and nature. Artists were encouraged to paint birds, animals, flowers in his court. Portrait painting became very popular during his time. We even find some portrait of ladies illustrated in his time. Here some famous painter of Jahangir's time. The Jahangir Nama Written during his lifetime, it has several paintings. The Anwar-e-Sunahli is another fable book. The portrait of Jahangir is a typical example of miniature. After the death of Jahangir, Shah Jahan became the emperor of the Mughal Empire in 1626. He was very fond of architecture. He got many forts, places, and mosques constructed. That is, Red Fort, Jama Masjid, the Taj Mahal of Agra, etc. In his time, Badshah Nama, which contained several hundred of paintings, were painted. We see traditional and simple style of the painting in the time of Shah Jahan. Aurangzeb ascended the throne in 1658. He didn't patronize any art. He didn't like painting and music. But it can be said that he didn't stop the art of painting in his empire, but he used it for selfish motive. Due to this, most of the artists migrated to hilly area and invented a new style of painting called Pahari School of Art. In this way, the Mughal painting saw its end in the time of Aurangzeb. But during the period of Bahadur Shah Jafar, there was a revival and the style showed an improvement in quality. Provincial rulers started declaring their independence in 1732. Their style was slightly different from Mughal school of painting. Aspiring young artists came to Delhi to learn the art of painting from the Mughal masters. Thus, branches of Mughal painting were established in Awadh, and Hyderabad, and they spread the Mughal manners to distant part of India known as provincial Mughal school, where Mughal and local painting style fused. Their style was slightly different from Mughal school of painting. Finally, the glorious period of Mughal miniature art come to an end in the early 18th century. So we can say that Mughal art originated with Mughals, developed with Mughals, and ended with Mughal rule in India.